How's it going, guys? We're back with another video. So today we're going to be showing you this new engine that I've acquired. This is an old Marx 464 New York Central engine. I got this on eBay and it was a pretty good price, and it's in very good shape considering how old it is. It's from the probably early 1960s. Very nice engine. I really like this one. This is one of the ones I've wanted the most out of anything. And mostly because it's a Marx and the style of it, just such a classic design and styling, like the wheels and the drive rods and everything. It's just got that classic style. So this one is in very good shape. I'll show you around it. It's like, being that this engine is from the 60s, you know that it's not going to be as well detailed as some of the newer engines, and that's to be expected. But it's still got some pretty good details, like you can see separately fitted metal handrail here. All metal construction on this engine. The only thing that's plastic is the tender and the center drive wheel there. The other two are metal, and the ones on the other side are all plastic because they're non-insulated. Or they are insulated, actually. But as you can see, like, just things to expect, like there's a screw here that you can plainly see, and just other places, like there's plastic drive rods here, or drive rod holder, and the drive rods aren't super detailed, but it's still got the third thing there for the drive wheels, and very simple dummy wheels in the back, and same with the front. It doesn't even have any holders on them. That you can see. It's just the wheel, and those are also plastic. The body and the frame are metal, and if I pull the engine forward, you can see the tender. It's got non-removable coal load and everything, horn hook couplers on the back. I think these are plastic. No, they are actually metal trucks, and only one side is insulated on each side. As you can see, metal wheels all on the bottom on here, and then on the top of the engine you've got the metal wheels for this side, plastic on the other, and same with this. This is how most Marx engines are, for how the wheels are, and you can see the screws that hold on the cover for the tender. And then if you look at the engine, not much on the bottom. You can hardly see the Marx badge there, but you can see it on the tender as well. No in-cab detailing at all. You can see the solder joints, kind of sketchy with this one, and the motor housing in the back there. Need to clean this up though. And then the tender is removable from the engine. It's not hooked on. The only thing that holds it on are the wires, but you can hook it in like some of the O-scale engines. Put it back on the tracks. The front of the engine has an interesting design. As you can see, the boiler front has an interesting kind of spider web design on it, right about here where the light is, and you can see all the rivet detailing and also the cow catcher. Same with the handrails, they go on that side, and the funnel, it does have a smoke unit and it does work very well. Front headlight turns on, no directional lights on this one though, and you can see the stairs and everything. Not too much detailing on this. Front buffers that aren't fitted or anything, it's just part of the casting, but still nice. I like this one. Next to this engine I've put another similar engine. This is a Mantua engine here, and it is also a 462 engine. The other is just the 464, but they're both very similar in design, as I'll show you here. They are both fairly similar in the way that the fronts are, except for the smoke box doors are different, and the handrails are very much the same. Just a little bit fancier on the Mantua one, but it's most likely a little bit newer, but they're both likely from the 60s. As you can see, I'll move this here, and as you can see, there's the Mantua one. It's got fancier drive rods, and the tenders are both very similar. As you can see, both of them have rivet detailing and very similar construction. The cabs are both similar. As you can see, about the same size of engine. They're both very similar size. The Mantua one does not have a smoke unit, and the Mantua one is also substantially thinner than the Marx one. The Marx one has the whistle up, or I mean the bell up here, and the Mantua one has it in the back. And the Mantua one does not have a removable tender unless you are going to unscrew it. And as you can see, the drive rods are quite a bit fancier on the Mantua one than the Marx one. So this engine does run fairly well for how old it is. I don't think it would have run any better when it was new. So I'm going to turn up the power on the controller here just a little bit. And as you can see, the slow speed isn't too bad for an old engine. Usually the slow speeds on them are not very good, but this one actually runs pretty good. And it's fairly smooth. But once you put it up to a faster speed, it runs a lot better. So we've got the engine back now. I've got the only HO scale Marx freight cars that I've got ready to be hooked up to it, which are the 3 ones on the inside track. And I will pull the engine back, and it seems that they have hooked up to it. I'll put it at about 70% speed. It is a little bit on the noisy side, but it actually runs pretty smooth, and the smoke unit works. You have to turn up the engine a little bit to get it to go to full effect. As you can see it there a little bit. I will turn it up to 90% so we can see it. There you can see it a little bit. This camera will focus. And the smoke unit works very well for considering some of the other engines. So that's going to be it for this video. I really like this engine. I'm glad I bought it. And it wasn't too expensive either, considering how expensive some of these are sometimes. Usually they're about $80 on eBay for an engine. And sometimes you can find them in the set, but they don't come up very often. And it's probably one of my favorite engines that I've got. I've said that about a lot of engines that I've got, but I really like this one. So thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. See ya.